once you moved out of the first apartment that you were occupying, you moved into this new one, you started the renovations there. Were you able to get a tenant pretty quickly for the one that you guys were in?
Yeah, absolutely. So luckily we had over 2 months notice. So we got everything listed on Zillow and a couple of different websites just based on the location and the Greenville area, just in general. I mean, we have, I think it's like 40, 50 people moving here each day. So it's definitely a high growth area. So we knew like we'll be able to get it rented. We just want to make sure that we're targeting the right people, that we're doing the right screening, and we have it at the right price. Previously, that side, it was rented for $850 after spending about $3,000 in repairs on that side, including the $1,000 towards the electrical upgrade. We ended up getting under contract for $1,300.
Nice. That's a nice increase, yeah.
Yep, definitely.
That's good. So what about screening the tenants? What type of criteria did you have? Did you have them fill out an application? And what site or platform did you use to do a background and credit check?
Yeah, so we did everything through Zillow Property Manager. We looked at a couple different places, but it seemed simple, especially for the first property. So we did everything. You know, they do the credit checks as well as the background checks, all of that. We had 2 Saturdays where we did showings and had people come between like a 3-hour span. And we had them fill out the application. So we had a list of like different criteria of like, you know, how long do you envision yourself living here? Have you, you know, rented a property before? And if so, where? Just to give us an idea of, you know, what they were looking for in a place. And then with the credit checks and the background checks, you can get a lot of information. And then one of the tips I had heard from somebody previously who he had spoke at our UCREA, he said, you know, try and get eyes on where they currently live. So that was one of the things I just drove by their current place, looked at the yard, got a feel for like, hey, it looks like, you know, they're clean. There isn't grass that's 5 inches high and there isn't trash all over the place, because whatever they currently live in, like that's probably what their next place is going to look like. So those are some of the different criteria that we took just to go through and screen.
I think that's a great tip. And I would also add to that, this is something that we teach our leasing agents in my property management business, is also take a glance at their car. Sometimes if you're talking to them, you walk out with them, you know, chit-chatting or whatever, you can see how they keep their car as well. You can take a peek at that, which is similar to how they currently live at their, you know, current residence. It's not obviously dispositive. You're not making decisions solely based on that. But if their car is like filled with garbage and junk and old fast food containers and all that stuff, they're probably going to be like that in your apartment as well. So that's definitely one of the things that we talk about. So just to also a quick aside here on this specific topic is that I use rentprep.com, and something that I know that BiggerPockets also recommends, and among others, and there are many other providers, but rentprep.com I've done some interviews with some of their people who are involved in the back end, and they do a really good job. And in most states, you can pass the cost on to the tenant. It's not necessarily like that in every state. For example, in my state of New York, they said you can't pass on the cost beyond a certain amount. I think we're capped at like $20 per applicant, which the background check itself costs like $39 or $35, something along those lines. So in some states you're unable to do that, but in most states across the country you are able to, and so there's no real cost to you if you're using them. And they do a very good job with the actual report, and they do the background check. You can do all kinds of things. You could do a credit report, a background check, criminal, eviction search. You could do a lot of different things with it. So I'll put a link in the description of this video for anyone who's interested in checking it out. I have a couple of videos on that. I'll put a link to those videos there as well if you guys are interested. Hey guys, tap or click the screen in the corner for the next house hacking video you should watch. And if you want to go deeper with me and ask me your questions about house hacking or being a rental property owner, join me in my free private house hack mastery group on Skool.com. I post exclusive content and bonuses in that group, and you can connect with me and other like-minded investors. Also, if you're just getting started and thinking about buying your first house hack, grab your free copy of my House Hack Success Checklist. Both links are in the description below.